working out for mostly health and energy, not just looks, not to look buff as heck. And I've been using this app called Trainwell to actually help me stay consistent. Hi, my name is Tyler. I'm a part-time freelance software developer, content creator, and indie game developer, and here we explore ways of being productive that are impactful yet simple, one step at a time. Now, as hopefully the title or how I started the video says, yes, I have been using an app called Trainwell to essentially help me with working out. So if you don't know what Trainwell is, it's basically having a personal trainer, but through an app. The basic idea of the process is you pay for it, and then you get matched with a trainer, and then you talk with them. Try to get to know them a little bit, and then you discuss what are your goals, and I guess what you're trying to look for in terms of working out. Once all of that's set up, you basically get a plan catered to you, and you basically just show up for workouts. And the neat thing about this is if something isn't working, you can always chat with your trainer, not necessarily 24/7, but you can leave them a message in your personal chat, and you can get things adjusted, like, oh, I don't want to do 30 minutes, I want to do 15 minutes, oh, I want to change this exercise. You can also change the exercises in the app itself, which is neat, and move workouts around within a specific time frame, usually about a week, in case, life stuff happens. Now, I guess it is obvious, why not go to a gym? Why not just do it myself? Well, as much as, the gym is a nice place, some people it works to have the nice atmosphere of people, and that act of being in a gym is motivating because you have all these people that are doing the same thing, and you're like, okay, I want to do it too. It's a bit like bodybuilding in a sense. However, I don't particularly like working out in public, nor do I like having to go to a place that just makes more friction for me to actually start working out. And then there's obviously the doing it yourself approach, which I'm kind of more for because time and schedule for me is just always chaotic, and I have to be fairly flexible with my time. However, I never really liked having to do all the planning of the workout because that's a lot of work. And I think that's also another friction point for me, in a sense of I just don't want to deal with the nitty-gritty. And I feel like that nitty-gritty of trying to be, okay, I should do this, I should do push-ups, trying to make all those decisions is a lot on my brain when I already have to do a lot of that, especially with content creation, with life and everything. Especially given that I do a lot of stuff. I mean, content creation is only one of the things I do during my waking hours of my life, and it's just not very convenient to have to factor in the commute of going to the gym and having to do all the planning myself. I'd rather have that being done for me instead. It just needs to be more convenient for my time and my sort of lifestyle I currently have. And so I want to run through my initial experiences with Trainwell. Initially, I wanted to do 30 minutes twice a week, and I will say I definitely kept up with that for a while. In fact, I think I had it going for I can't remember how many months. It was at least 4 or 5 months. Sure, there was a miss here and there, but I think for the most part, I kept up with it. Essentially, a lot of life stuff happened with girlfriend, with job stuff, with essentially where I'm living, basically. And a lot of the back and forth that I would do to go do important stuff in Jersey versus New York, it just kept eating into the time of being able to get myself in the headspace, because I find that I have trouble getting into the switching between tasks, switching between things. So finding the right time, and also having mental time, and all that, it's just a lot of factors of how my brain works that made it just really hard to stick to it. And even though I am sort of settled into my routine a bit more now, I'd say that dropping into 15 minutes recently has made it easier. And also, I can also do a 20-minute walk as a backup workout in case I just have a lot going on that day and I need to just get a bit of movement, get a bit of my blood moving, but not necessarily commit to the workout, because it's important, but it's also exhausting, and I don't know if I want to drain my energy sometimes. Of course, it's majorly a backup. It should only be a backup. And so the things that I do particularly like about Trainwell are the recent feature that they added, which was you are able to move around the workouts within, I think, a week period. I don't know if it's 7 days forward, 7 days back, or just 7 days like across, sort of in your days in the middle. I don't remember. Actually, that would be kind of weird if you were able to move it back. You know what? 7 days forward. Then you're able to move your workouts if you need to. Usually, I do not try to do any strict adjustment with this. Usually, it's just okay, it's just this week, and I just have stuff going on. I will return to this normal schedule. There have been like 1 or 2 times where I considered changing it, and I did change the days, but I decided to stick to Tuesday and Friday because it just worked for my days. And I'm also working on prerequisites for radiology tech school, and so I'm usually out Monday and Thursday, so it makes it really hard to do any proper stuff on those days. I also just really like being able to chat with my instructor. I get to sort of get to know them as a person, despite, you know, never actually meeting them in person. But it adds a bit of personal touch instead of just talking to an AI or whatnot. And it's also a place where I can make adjustments and I can get feedback on stuff and just essentially communicate any needs that I have for the workout routine. And I guess that comes back to my goals in terms of, yes, I'm not really going to be super buff, super jacked or whatever. that just looked weird. I mean, it'd be nice to build on more muscle. That's something that I've always, I think, struggled with because like I'm a very skinny. I think just genetically, that's just what I've inherited, and it would be kind of nice. And I guess it's partly because we see all of the very, you know, really fit people on like social media, celebrities and whatnot. But I think what's most important for me has been always the consistency. And at the end of the day, I don't want my body to fail me early. And so I want to take care of my body and essentially have enough strength to be able to essentially live life and not hurt myself as easily. And I just want to feel good at the end of the day. Like, it'd be nice. I won't deny it. It would be very, very nice to like look very good, honestly. Like I will not deny that. But I think it is more realistic for me, and I think it's a lot more achievable while still being a little difficult to just be healthy. And honestly, it's a lot easier to get back up if I miss a day or miss a workout or fall off the habit train. It's just a lot easier to get back on because you don't feel like, oh, now I fell back so much and I gotta start again. And also, I think a lot of muscle is just really hard to maintain. It's a lot of work, and I honestly do not have time for that. So if you're someone like me who... if you're someone like me who values that consistency and isn't really aiming to be jacked, and just wants to get exercise in because, you know, you're feeling sluggish, you're feeling like crap all day, and you realize, oh, I have to take care of my body now, and you do need a bit of flexibility in sort of your workouts, while also kind of valuing working with people still, because it's I think the good thing about Trainwell is the convenience of having a personal trainer and the aspect of being able to talk to someone and being able to talk that out. Because like I could use AI. I could use an AI workout trainer for all I care, and I could probably do the same thing, but I don't know, there's just something about the human touch of it, and also having a person's opinion who has a background in fitness. I feel like I'm learning from it a little bit, like not necessarily the intricacies, but just knowing what I need. And I don't know, there's just something that is just super convenient about it. And I don't know, I just like having a coach. What I'm trying to say is, yes, I do think Trainwell is at least for me, it's a very good app to actually get in exercise, because I think this is the most consistent I've been with exercise probably my entire life, to be completely honest. And I don't think I would be doing it without the service of it, and I do recommend it. But yeah, if you found this video useful, maybe take a look at this video. I also mentioned how I'm working on exercise, because exercise, I realize, is super important. And it's just a lot of stuff that I've learned in my 20s so far, and I'm still learning. But yeah, if you're interested, check this out. Alright, peace.